we are going to discuss objectives of dual nature. Dual nature of radiation and matter. Dual nature of radiation and matter objectives. So here, first we will discuss some problems on photoelectric effect. Let us observe one problem here. They told that frequency is light of frequency, light of frequency is 1.5 times threshold frequency, 1.5 times threshold frequency. So threshold frequency we denote with mu naught. So light of frequency means we denote with mu. Mu is equal to 1.5 times the mu naught. Next, they are telling that now photoelectric current is emitted when like that light of frequency mu 1.5 times the mu naught, photoelectric current is emitted. Photo current is emitted. Photo current is emitted. This is the first condition they have given, and they are telling that if frequency is off, frequency is off, frequency is off, and intensity is doubled. Intensity is doubled. Intensity is doubled. Intensity is doubled. So now what will happen to the photocurrent? So what will happen to the photocurrent? So the photocurrent becomes, what is the photocurrent value? We'll get here. Photocurrent becomes. This is the question better. So the question is the light of frequency 1.5 times the threshold frequency, photocurrent is emitted. Frequency is off. Now frequency is off and intensity is double. Frequency is off and intensity is double. What will happen to the photocurrent? What will happen to the photocurrent? Let us observe. So how to handle this type of situation means, first they have given mu is equal to 1.5 times the mu naught. That is nothing but 3 by 2 mu naught. This is the first situation. Here current I1 is equal to, let us take, let I1 is equal to I. Now what they told is mu2 equal to, mu2 is equal to, they told it became half of initial frequency. Mu2 is equal to 1 by 2 mu1. 1 by 2 mu1 means now it is 1.5 by 2 mu naught. So that is nothing but mu2 is equal to 1.5 by 2 means we'll observe it as 0.7 by 5 or 3 by 4 mu naught. Clearly we can observe that from this information mu2 is less than mu naught. Mu2 is less than mu naught means there is no photoelectric effect only. No photoelectric effect. We need the photoelectric effect. The condition is, condition for photoelectric effect is, what is condition for photoelectric effect? Frequency must be greater than or equal to threshold frequency. But here threshold frequency is greater than instant frequency, no photoelectric effect. No photoelectric effect means no current. No current. So here current is 0. Actually they told intensity is double. What we know, intensity is directly proportional to current. Generally what the students will think means, sir, intensity is directly proportional to current. No sir. So as current is intensity is doubled, current also double, intensity is double, current also double. They will think, yes, according to this relation it is correct. But when the instant frequency less than threshold frequency, we don't get any electrons only out. When we don't get electrons out, so there is no current only. So it does not depend. Whenever minimum frequency is not there, minimum frequency, that is threshold frequency, at least you have to incident with a greater than or equal to threshold frequency, then only we have photovoltaic effect. If it is not there, then we don't get current itself. As we don't have current, then how can we write the relation intensity is directly proportional to current intensity, double current double? We can't say. This is wrong. So our answer is current is 0. Like that, we have to give the information here for this problem. Let us see one more problem here. They told that in one problem, very important problem, observe carefully. K1 and K2 are maximum kinetic energies. K1 is the maximum kinetic energy when incident wavelength is lambda 1. Incident wavelength is lambda 1. And K2 is the maximum kinetic energy when they incident the radiation with lambda 2. Both are incident on same metal. This is K1 is kinetic energy. They told kinetic energy when incident with lambda 1. Incident with lambda 1. Incident wavelength. Wavelength incident. Wavelength incident. So similarly here also K means kinetic energy, lambda means incident wavelength. So now they are telling that find the relation between K1 and K2. Relation between K1 and K2. They are asking to find relation between K1 and K2. K1 and K2. So relation between K1 and K2. We know that they are incident on the same metal. Same metal. So same metal means work function will remain same. Same metal means work function will remain same. Here incident with lambda 1, and when the radiation is incident with lambda 1, electron is moving with the kinetic energy K1. Here radiation is incident with lambda 2. The electron is moving with the kinetic energy K2. So now how K1 and K2 are related? K1 and K2 are related. And they also given one condition. If lambda 1 is equal to 3 lambda 2, this is the given condition. Lambda 1 and lambda 2, how they are related means lambda 1 is equal to 3 lambda 2. Lambda 1 equal to 3 lambda 2. So from this information, how to handle, very, very important, some beta, this is for competitive examination point of view, very important. Lambda 1 equal to 3 lambda 2 we have. Now observe carefully here. So what is the formula for us? Incident wavelength is equal to, I know the formula as work function plus kinetic energy. So I can write incident wavelength as Hc by lambda is equal to W plus kinetic energy. I am writing as K. Actually, this is photoelectric equation. Photoelectric equation. That is incident energy is work function plus kinetic energy. This incident energy, I am writing it as Hc by lambda equal to work function plus kinetic energy. I can also write it as Hc is equal to lambda into W plus kinetic energy, So why I have taken the formula means for any incident wavelength, if you can change the wavelength, kinetic energy will change. But work function will not change. For same metal, work function value will remain same. H is Planck's constant, C is speed of light. These two are also constants. And W is work function. This is also constant for one metal. For one metal, this will be fixed. So here lambda and K will change. Lambda changes, K will change. If you change the instant wavelength, kinetic energy will change. So what we can write according to the given data, they have given two equations. So for first equation, I can write Hc is equal to lambda 1. When they have taken wavelength lambda 1, the kinetic energy is K1. Again, when they have taken the wavelength lambda 2, the kinetic energy is K2. Kinetic energy is K2. So we can make the two equations by the given data. And here in these two equations, if you observe, HCSC is same, LHS are same. LHS are same means obviously RHS also same. So lambda 1 is equal to lambda 1 into W plus K1 is equal to, I can write it as lambda 2 into W plus K2. So by this, now I am taking this equation next page. You observe carefully this last equation, lambda 1 into W plus K1 equal to lambda 2 into W plus K2. So I am writing the same equation the next page. Lambda 1 into W plus K1 is equal to lambda 2 into W plus K2. Here what I observed is lambda 1 is equal to 3 lambda 2. Lambda 1 equal to 3 lambda 2. So in the place of lambda 1, I can write 3 lambda 2 into W plus K1 is equal to lambda 2 into W plus K2. I can observe here lambda 2 same. Lambda 2 both are same. So I can cancel lambda 2 and lambda 2. So if I multiply here 3W plus 3K1 is equal to W plus K2. So now 3W minus W, 3W, if W come this side, 3W minus W, 2W plus 2W, I can write 3K1 plus 3K1 is equal to K2. Now observe carefully this one. Observe carefully. So I am writing this step in my next page. Observe carefully that underlined equation 2W plus 3K1 equal to K2. So 2W plus 3K1 is equal to K2. Here what I noticed is K2 is equal to 3K1 plus something. K2 is equal to 3K1 plus something. In our school we know that if Z is equal to X plus Y, then Z is greater than X. Z is equal to X plus Y means Z value must be greater than X because we are adding something to X. So when we are adding something to X, generally Z will be greater than X, where Y is positive. So Z will be greater than X. Similarly, work function is positive. From that information, what I can give, K2 equal to 3K1 plus 2W we told. That means what the relation between K2 and 3K1 means? K2 is greater than 3K1. So K2 is greater than 3K1 means I can also write the equation as K2 by 3 is greater than K1. This is the answer. So I hope you understood how to handle this problem better. So you have to take care here how to handle the different situations. We got the final expression like that. So many students they are thinking K2 and 3K1 means directly proportional. No, they are not equal. There's K2 is equal to 3K1 plus something means K2 is greater than 3K1. How to take care in these model problems. We'll see one more beta here. One more work function problems related to this photoelectric effect. The question is given like this. Photoelectric emission is observed for the metal of frequency mu1. The incident with a frequency mu1. When the incident the frequency mu1, the kinetic energy is emitted. They are incidenting with the frequencies mu1 and mu2. These are incident frequencies. Incident frequencies. They incident on a metal with these frequencies. So when they incident with these frequencies, what will happen beta? They are now producing kinetic energy, given that the kinetic energy ratio on the metal Ke1, Ke2 is 1 is to K, 1 is to K. They're asking us to find what is threshold frequency, what is the mu naught value, what is the mu naught value. Here you observe, first what happened means they have taken one metal. This metal have work function W. It is incident with a frequency of mu1. Now the kinetic energy is Ke1. Again, they have taken another metal, work function is W, because same metal, same work function, not another metal, same metal, so same work function. Now they changed the incident frequency as mu2, then kinetic energy is changed as Ke2. So here mu1 and mu2 are incident frequencies here, and they mention mu1 is greater than mu2. mu1 is greater than mu2. They mentioned mu1 is greater than mu2. mu1 is greater than mu2 is mentioned here, and here kinetic energies and everything they have given like this, and the relation between Ke1 and Ke2 is 1:k. And what is the requirement? Threshold frequency. How to handle these type of problems? Let us observe here. So here what they have given here is incident energy. What we know here is incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. Incident energy H mu, work function means I can write H mu naught. Kinetic energy simply Ke I am writing. So now what they have given means kinetic energy ratio they have given. So from this information I can write kinetic energy is equal to H into mu minus mu naught. From that equation I can write kinetic energy is equal to H into mu minus mu naught. Here H is Planck's constant. H is Planck's constant. As H is Planck's constant, I can write kinetic energy is proportional to mu minus mu naught. Kinetic energy is proportional to mu minus mu naught. So now Ke1 by Ke2, Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to mu1 minus mu naught by mu2 minus mu naught. So now this is the expression what I got. And already we know that the ratio of kinetic energy Ke1 by Ke2 they have given in the question as 1 by K, 1 by K. So now replacing this information by 1 by K is equal to mu1 minus mu naught by mu2 minus mu naught. Let us cross multiply this one and simplify. I'm writing in the next page this one. 1 by K is equal to mu1 minus mu naught by mu2 minus mu naught. If you cross multiply, mu2 minus mu naught is equal to K mu1 minus K mu naught. Here, actually mu1 is greater than mu2 they told. Let me take this side and mu2 here. So here K mu naught minus mu naught is equal to K mu1 minus mu2. Here if I take mu1 common, I can write it as K minus 1, and K mu1 minus K mu2, K mu1 minus K mu2, K mu1 minus K mu, simply mu2. So here I can write now the expression as mu naught is equal to K mu1, mu naught is equal to K mu1 minus mu2 is equal to by K minus 1. Mu naught is equal to K mu1 minus mu2 by K minus 1. This is the expression what I got. I hope you are clear how you got this expression now. So this is the way to handle the problems better. Let us see the next problem here. Here they told that one problem, that is a graph is drawn. There are this sum is given this question. A graph is drawn. They are drawing a graph. They told stopping potential is taken in this graph. Stopping potential on y-axis. They mentioned stopping potential on y-axis. Stopping potential on y-axis and incident frequency on x-axis. This is not threshold frequency, stopping potential on y-axis, incident frequency on x-axis. This is incident frequency on x-axis. They told x-intercept is 0.5 into 10 power 15 H. 0.5 into 10 power 15 H. And they're asking us to find what is the kinetic energy value, where the energy of incident photon, energy of incident photon is 5 electron volts. So this problem you can observe, it is connected through graph. It is connected through graph here. So when it is connected through graph here, you observe carefully. Stopping potential on y-axis, frequency on x-axis. Here if you draw the graph, you will get like this. And this point is called as threshold frequency. This point is called as threshold frequency. Remember, in a graph drawn between stopping potential and frequency on x-axis, in our last class we discussed that x-intercept is nothing but, what is x-intercept? X-intercept is nothing but threshold frequency. X-intercept is nothing but threshold frequency. Now the problem is very simple. You have to understand that what is x-intercept in the graph drawn between stopping potential and incident frequency. The graph drawn between stopping potential and incident frequency, the x-intercept is threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. So from this information, I can write that incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy, we know. So incident energy is equal to H mu naught plus kinetic energy. Let me take a fresh page here. Incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy, our main formula. Here work function, I am writing it as H mu naught plus kinetic energy. H mu naught plus kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is equal to incident energy minus H mu naught. They have given incident energy as what they have given, beta. They told that incident energy value as, that is 5 electron volt. We can write it as 5 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Because we know that 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. So this is instant energy. We know the Planck's constant value 6.62 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. And what is the mu naught value? They mention it as 0.5 into 10 power 15 H. So if you calculate this one, you will get the kinetic energy value. Remember, we have taken all the units in SI. So kinetic energy you will get in SI units in joules. Kinetic energy you will get in joules. Suppose you want not in joules, sir, I want in electron volts. You know the relation between electron volt and joules. So divide that equation by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. That means this equation, if you divide with 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, you will get in electron volts. So what you got in joules, if you divide with 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, you will get in electron volts. According to the options, you have to do that problem, beta. You have to do the problem according to the options. Now, let us see some more problems related to this one. Here, they are telling that in this problem, that is actually the maximum wavelength. The maximum wavelength they are mentioning, beta. One problem here. They told the maximum wavelength of beam can be produced. Maximum wavelength is nothing but, simply they told maximum wavelength. Maximum wavelength. What you have to understand, maximum wavelength is nothing but threshold wavelength. In photoelectric effect, the maximum wavelength is called threshold wavelength. They have given it as 250 nanometers. 250 nanometers. We can convert into angstroms by writing 2500 angstroms. They are asking us to find the energy of electron in joules. That is, they are asking the kinetic energy of electron. In that to answer, they want in joules. And they also given the incident wavelength. Incident wavelength lambda value is 200 nanometer. 200 nanometer. Or we can also write it as 2000 angstroms. Actually, we have information like this, beta. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 power minus 9 meter. I can write it as 10 angstroms. And 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Please keep these two things in your mind. Now, I am going to handle this problem. So observe, I am taking a fresh page. I am taking a fresh page, beta. Observe carefully here what I am discussing. So now what I am doing here means I am taking the previous data again. That is what is the data I provided here is lambda naught, lambda naught, lambda naught is 250 nanometer. I told we can take it as angstroms in this way. Lambda, lambda 2000 angstroms, 2000 angstroms. Now lambda naught and lambda is given and they want kinetic energy. For this the formula I can use as incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. Two ways we can solve. One shortcut formula 12,400 lambda in angstroms. If you take lambda in angstroms, you'll get in electron volts. Work function also 12,400 lambda naught in angstroms. You will get answer in electron volts. And this is kinetic energy. If you do like this, you will get the answer in electron volts. That is 12,400 1 by lambda in angstroms minus 1 by lambda naught in angstroms, 1 by lambda naught in angstroms. In electron volts we are getting. But our question they are asking us to find in joules. So what we can do here is kinetic energy is equal to 12,400 by 1 by lambda. Lambda we are taking in angstroms minus 1 by lambda naught. That is also we are taking in angstroms. In electron volts we got. If you multiply 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, because we know that 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. So now directly you know the values of lambda and lambda naught. Just substitute the lambda and lambda naught in the formula. Here lambda and lambda naught in angstroms, will get the answer in joules. Answer in joules. Like this we can solve. No, sir, I want in another method, I want means you felt. Then let us observe the same question in different way. Same question in different way. That the same question here, what they mentioned means lambda naught. Already we observed 2500 angstroms. Actually, they mentioned 250 nanometer. They mentioned 250 nanometer. And lambda incident wavelength is 200 nanometer. 200 nanometer. Here I can write it as 250 into 10 power minus 9 meter. And here I can write it as 200 into 10 power minus 9 meter. So now my target in other method, that is nothing. Incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. So this instant energy I can write it as Hc by lambda. Work function I can write it as Hc by lambda naught plus kinetic energy. So now kinetic energy is equal to Hc if you take common 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught. You will get directly in joules. Here, what is the value of H and C? The value of H is Planck's constant. You have to take 6.62 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. And this is the straight method, and C is speed of light, and its value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. You have to remember that you have to take in what units, wavelengths in meter, wavelengths in meter. H value Planck's constant 6.62 10 power minus 34 joule second SI units, and C value 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. This is also in SI units. All SI units, if you substitute, then we can get the answer in joules. We can get the answer in joules. Like that, we have to solve this problem better. So I hope you understood how to handle the situation. Now, let us see one more model problem. One more model problem after this. So here, now the question is, now they're asking the question, that is the photon, that is if we are taking one photon, photon is incident on a metal. Let us observe. Photon incident on a metal. A photon is there, incident on a metal with a work function. Photon is incident. Photon is incident. Photon is incident on a metal with the work function is equal to 2 electron volt. With work function is equal to 2 electron volt. Produces the photoelectron maximum kinetic energy. The kinetic energy here produces 2 electron volt. The wavelength associated with the photon, wavelength, incident wavelength. They're asking to find incident wavelength. Now, how to solve this problem is two methods are there. One method, incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. Incident energy, I can write it as Hc by lambda W plus Ke. W plus Ke. So I want lambda here. Lambda equal to Hc by W plus Ke. So here, this is the formula I have. H value I am taking 6.62 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. And C value I can write 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And work function I can write it as 2 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. And kinetic energy I can write it as, that is also 2 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. If you substitute all these things here, you will get the value of lambda. You will get the value of lambda. We will get answer lambda in what units? Meters. We will get in meters. We will get answer in meters. So this is the one way of solving the problem. No, sir, calculations are becoming tough, sir. Substituting H value, C value, and these all values calculations becoming little tough. Is there any other method? Means yes, we can solve in other method also. How to handle? Let us observe that one also. Here now what I am doing here is I am taking that incident energy. What I know here is incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. Here incident energy I can write it as, incident I can write it as 12,400 lambda. If you take in angstroms, you will get answer in electron volts. So work function also you have to take in electron volts, and kinetic energy also you have to take in electron volts, because here LHS electron volts is there. Everything let us take in electron volts. They mention in the question, that is work function is 2 electron volts. Kinetic energy is 2 electron volts. Take in electron volts only, no need of any conversion. So 12,400 by lambda in angstroms. Lambda in angstroms here, electron volt here, to 2 electron volt plus 2 electron volt. So everywhere electron volts cancel. So what we are left with, lambda is equal to 12,400 by 400 by that is 12,400 by 2 plus 2. The value is 4. So here angstroms. we'll get here, what we'll get? 3100 angstroms. 3100 angstroms is my answer. So now angstroms we can convert. Angstroms we can convert to meters. How to convert angstroms to meter? You know, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 power minus 10 meter. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 power minus 10 meter. So this is the easy method to solve. But if you select the previous one, the calculation part is lengthy. Calculation part is lengthy. Same problem we can solve like that. For substituting H value, C value, and converting again this one also in joules by multiplying 1.16 10 power minus 19, everything is becoming lengthy. So, but in this problem, nothing like that. It is a very straightforward and very simple problem. I hope you understood these problems better. So how to handle the work function and this photovoltaic effect sums. Thank you everyone beta. We'll meet in our next class and we'll continue further. Thank you each and everyone.